Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross. We're going to be talking about the Black Friday deal. This is going to be the big point right here where it's a make or break for a lot of you guys. You either going to get some really good deals out of this, make some really good moves that's going to help your account but not make you spend a bunch of jewels, or this can actually ruin you as well too, depending what you go for. There's a lot of deals here. There's a lot of choices to make, and there's a lot of bad choices to make along with the good ones. So I'm going to try to help you guys go along with the good ones, but remember, everyone's account is different. Whatever advice I give here might not work for everybody. You guys got to look at your own Keyblade setups, what medals you have, and make the decision from that. Everything else is just general advice. So let's jump in and see what the Black Friday has to offer and what I think is the best and what's the worst. So starting off is the stream they did. They did a stream yesterday. Square Enix, Glacy was there, and they actually gave out the rewards immediately. We also got Olaf ornaments, super adorable. So a bunch of rewards on here. The precious sun and moon gems. Whenever you guys see these, get this as fast as you can. Gems are becoming more of a common thing in the game for a while now, but it seems like their value is all over the place. We don't know if they're worth what they're worth, or if they're worth a lot less than what they're offering to us. Those 2,500 boards for like 20 of them. So collect your rewards. You guys probably do anyways, but if you need sun or moon gems, it's in there. So starting off, let's go to the shop. Everything's in the shop. There's a high score challenge. There's 1,000 jewels in Lux farming and all that, but I'll talk about that stuff near the end, all the extra. We're going to deal with the Black Friday stuff. So starting off is the banner. Sephiroth's banner is ridiculously priced. 42,000 jewels is just ridiculously priced. I have a whole video on that. There might be a link down below, or just go look at my previous video. It's all about Sephiroth, pull or skip, and comparing him and talking about him. But in general, he's part of the Black Friday deals. So starting off, get your free pull, and I recommend you stop there. Now, it's really good that the first every pull gives you a supernova medal. This can turn out really good. I'm gonna do my free pull with you guys. This is my main account. I did my free to play account last night over on stream. If you guys were there, you know what I got. If not, I'll probably post it somewhere down the line or in this video somewhere. But free pull, grab what you can. It's a freebie. I got myself Zigbar Zigbar. So hey, it's a free pull. It gives you free stuff, and that's about it. You know what I mean? I now got myself an extra tier 9. I got Zigbar. I think I have some traits from him, maybe. I can't remember. But either way, whatever your free pull is, that's great. You got 2 power gems for free and a medal for free, or you got Sephiroth. Who knows if you're super lucky. All right, so this banner to me is like up and down. The banner can turn out really good. You can give value to these medals, 3,000 jewels per pull, guaranteed supernova. That can go from anywhere to pretty much a super powerful medal like one of the Dissidia medals. It could be Kyrie B, could be a copy medal like Luxord, could be the new organization medals, but it can also be older supernova medals that just don't do as good. With the proper traits, any medal in the game can be super powerful. But the thing about this is that if you are deciding to go for Sephiroth is only one medal for one Keyblade slot, which is reverse power. Yes, you're going to get a huge arsenal along the way with that, but you can also get bad luck and get a bunch of medals you don't need. You also got to put in your mind is that 42,000 jewels is not the only end all here. You're going to spend a lot more than 42,000 to clean up all the medals you got, and you're also going to have to go through all those medals and see which one's worth the most. So if you do pull a bunch of good medals, now you got to go get traits. Traits are going to cost you 1,000 for 99 of them, or 1,000 per trait you want per medal. So the banner itself can be huge value, and that shouldn't stop you. Traits shouldn't stop you because you can just trait them over time. You don't have to trait them all in one shot, but it is a very expensive banner. You do get a lot of value out of it. The only problem with the banner is that I value what's coming out in the future more than I value what's the previous supernova medals. So you're looking at my free-to-play account. My free-to-play account can straight up buy 2 of these Sephiroths without an issue, and I wouldn't blink an eye. My entire jewels would be gone, but I would have 2 Sephiroths, or maybe more if I got super lucky. If you guys remember though, I did 27,000 jewels worth of pulls on the 4 tele banners, and I got 1 Ossid fully traded. I got 2 Ossids fully traded. Then I also got an Ava almost fully traded, just missing Ariel, and I got Gula. So 4 medals, 4 super powerful medals for 27,000 jewels, and a little bit extra for the traits. Again, you can't just go for the mercy pull. You got to remember you're going to spend some jewels on traits if your RNG doesn't turn out good from the VIP coins. So 4 medals for 27,000 guaranteed. I got some other medals along the way there that were super lucky in the pulls, or 42,000 jewels for 1 medal for 1 Keyblade slot just reverse power, and it only affects power metals. Where I have speed metals being affected, magic metals being affected, and I got power metals being affected. I have 3 different setups where if you get Sephiroth alone, and he's your only metal that gives you a boost in strength, you're only going to affect your power setup and nothing else. Not upright, not reverse, not magic, not speed, just power. So I like the metal. If I got Sephiroth in the free pull, it's a powerful metal. There's nothing wrong with just being power. Problem is, if you have to 42,000 that, there's great value along the way, but the thing you want the most and you should spend your jewels on are metals like the foretellers, Ava, Gula, any of the foretellers, second form Sora, ultimate form Sora, anything that boosts your upright, reverse, or metal strength is what you guys really want to spend your jewels on, because that can be on any setup for different color keyblades. Yes, he's speed, but he affects your upright metals. Super good value. Yeah, he's magic, but he affects your upright metals. So he can go on whatever keyblade. You know what I mean? If it's a multicolored keyblade, it works. If it's a mono keyblade, then he works with all the magic metals that are upright. So, and then you got metals like Nominee and Ava who just affect every metal in the game. Metal strength plus 1000. Boom. Doesn't care what it is. Reverse, upright, all 3 colors. It is like I give you power for everything. So the banner of Sephiroth has a lot of good value in it, and you can't go wrong pulling for it and perfectly trading the metals you get along the way and then get Sephiroth and perfectly trade him. Yeah, for 42,000 plus traits, 50,000 jewels, you can just change your whole game like that. But the problem is that those supernova metals might not have those buffs that are going to be very important as the game goes forward. But again, it all depends on your account and what you have and don't have. So the banner can be really good or it can be really bad. I still think I'm going to skip it out on both accounts and focus on the rest of the Black Friday and what's to come. Especially if you're already passing content, you don't need this banner. Alright, besides the RNG of the banner, we've got guaranteed Moogle Shop Black Friday deals. Before I go any further with these traits, I'm going to cut this in right here. The traits are here. You can perfectly go trade a metal you already have, but keep in mind, this is going to be featured in this video as well too. I'm going to talk about these. These traits down here rotate every day. So if you have an Ava you want to perfectly trade, don't jump the gun and buy the -60 ground, extra attack, whatever you're missing for 1,000. Buy the 1,000 jewels for 99 traits, put it on that metal, save these for other metals. And even if you don't need other metals, having 99 traits of a metal that you might get in the future, let's say you spend 50 of them, you have 49 traits left over if you ever get another one by RNG chance, and you can make that metal a rating metal in the future, or another perfectly traded metal, whatever you want to do with it, or paralysis resist, or poison resist. You can make anything you want out of these 99 traits for metals that you don't even care about, but now they're valuable because they have poison resist, paralysis resist, sleep resist, raid damage. Don't use these traits yet. They're here for 9 days. Wait for the rotation of these traits. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe 5 of these are going to rotate every day to different trait metals. There's 4 hours left on these ones. So don't spend these right away. Wait for the last day. See if your metal that you want to perfectly trait shows up here, and use the 1,000 jewels to buy 99 traits instead. You should be able to get in 99 traits. Or if you don't care about RNG and you have a lot of jewels, then do what you want. Now, I'm going to start off with the traits. Traits are a no-brainer. Ground, aerial, extra attack, buy all of them. If you have enough metals that are missing these traits, and go for your best metals. Start with the tier 10s with the highest multipliers like Ultimate Form Sora's, Foreteller metals. Those metals have the best value because, again, they have the upright metal strength, the reverse metal strength, the power, magic, or speed. They have that boost to the rest of your Keyblade. That is very important. Like Gula's speed supernova, and the activation of his normal attack gives you speed. So go for those metals first, make them perfectly traded before you go backwards to Kingdom Hearts 3 Roxas, before you go to copycat metals. Go for, well, copycat metals also take priority, but go for the ones that are going to increase your metal strength of any kind. Those are the ones you want to throw these traits on. Plus 1,000, if you're balling and you got more jewels and you want to perfectly trade a metal, nothing wrong with that. Strength is very important. This is the priority. Ground is priority, aerial second, extra attack is priority on certain metals. It could be the first priority depending on the metal, but you will not do damage to an enemy if you do not have ground or aerial depending on the enemy you're facing. These are very, very important. These are great for buffs and for carrying over, carrying over buffs and doing extra damage, carrying over another 40% worth of damage. So this is pretty accurate on the value scale. Now, Some people are going to value this very high. I'm not a raider. If you are, you can perfectly make a raid medal if you choose so. But focus as a new player on this and this, because that content gives you the most rewards out of all the content. Raiding, not as important. PvP is not as important. PvE content is very important. Coliseum and quests that come out, like the big bonus challenge, 5,000 jewels sitting there. Very, very important to have the priority. So I'm probably gonna make a video on me purchasing all these things, putting on my medals, showing you what my choices are, thought process. But for now, this is guaranteed to spend. Do you have to spend it all? No. If you buy 5, 5, and 5, that is 15,000 jewels. That is a 5 mercy pull. But remember, a 5 mercy pull means you still gotta chase traits on your new medal in the future anyways, where you can clean up a lot. And this is where the make or break it is. Does your account really need to be upgraded? Like, what you gotta look for the traits is go to your equipment, look at your Keyblade setups, and say, all right, my Keyblade setup is done. I won't be replacing it anytime soon, but what medals need traits so that Keyblade setup can be better? You guys gotta look at it that way. So like if I go to Sleeping Line, my Sleeping Line has a pretty good setup. Is Lee missing anything? Lee's missing extra attack and aerial. I give him aerial, extra attack, boom, I'm great. My Gula's missing a plus 1,000. I could, but I won't prioritize that just now. I want to focus on everything that's negative 60 aerial, ground, extra attack. When I see those three, I'm content. I don't have to pull for new medal. I don't have to go for traits. I don't have to do anything. So if all your medals in your Keyblade already have perfect traits, don't go out of your way to go put traits on other medals. If your Keyblade setup is done already, don't create more speed medals. It's not necessary. It could be, but it's not necessary. You're most likely going to reuse the same medals over and over and over again. There's only certain situations that you'll switch that up, but realistically, once you have a setup, just work on their traits and you're done. Those medals will last you a long time. So back to the shop, prioritize where you spend those traits. It's very important not to go too all out, but if you want to just trade extra medals, that is up to you. But those future jewels, the extra 4,000, 5,000 you spend here, or even 1,000, could be the make or break of you missing a mercy pull on another medal that could really change your game. But traits are more important than a brand new medal, because that brand new medal might not have any traits. So it's very back and forth. If you need a better power setup, you're missing one power medal and you have a power medal sitting there, but it doesn't have traits, trade that power medal, put it in, boom, you're done for 3,000 jewels. Instead of 3,000 jewels to pull a medal or somewhat. You know what I mean? It all depends on the person. It's hard to look at it, but traits have huge value. For 1,000 jewels, this should be the price all the time. So that's traits. That's up to you guys. Next is the item shop. Now the item shop got a couple things starting from the top. We do have Attack Boost 8 Max Lux Plus Plus. If you do raid, and this is very important for this Black Friday week, this is going to be really good. Even if you don't raid and you've always wanted to get into raiding, because every 50 levels gives you 5,000 jewels. So 450 gives you 5,000, 500 gives you 5,000, and also as you level, you increase your power. So level up is more important than ever, not just for the jewels, but as you level, you get all these bonuses on your character, which you can check, I believe, over here on passives. So Keyblade levels, character level, they all matter to add more and more strength into your setups. So it's not just your medals and your Keyblade setups anymore, it's your Lux level that counts. So there's 3 copies here. Attack Boost A Max Lux Plus Plus for 1,000 jewels. It's pretty solid, but there's also avatar boards that'll give you 3 traits plus a bunch of other little things here, gems, magic mirrors, a costume for 2,500. So you can wait it out, or if you really want to, go ahead, 1,000 jewels. But I wouldn't prioritize too much on the skills, because the skills do come in avatar boards, and for Defense Boost 6 Max, you guys probably bought the previous avatar board that came out for 2,500 jewels that came with extra skills along with 6 Max and all the goodies. So if you skip that one, yeah, you can spend 2,000 just for the one skill, and then you don't have to spend the 2,500 in the future, or 5,000 for 2 boards just to get to do 2 Defense Boost 6 Max. If that's all you want, then the value is better to go for 1,000, 1,000 compared to 2,500, 2,500. You save yourself 3,000 jewels. Less skills, but if you don't need those other attack boost maxes because you're full already, then it's better to buy it by itself. If not, just wait. It's not a huge priority. It's here for 10 days. Save these for last. All right, save these for last. 1,000 jewels you spend here or 2,000 you spend here is only get you 1,000 back off PvP. That's every week. If they decide to bring that, that's good value, but jewels haven't been a reward every single week. So the value in PvP is still not there to justify doing something like this. Now, where I found the most value out of all this is the traits that I just told you, aerial, ground, extra attack, and these gems. They're sold out for a reason on my free-to-play account, and they're going to be sold out on my main account. Again, they're here. They're permanent. 9 days. You can wait till the last day to do this, and I do recommend that. I am swimming in jewels on my free-to-play account, so I didn't want to wait and forget. But you guys can wait. Wait the 9 days because it is Black Friday. There might be more to this. Nominate might come back as a 5 mercy pull for everyone or 10 mercy pull for everyone. So you're going to need 30,000 jewels maximum or minimum of 15,000. So if you're sitting around there and you really want that nominate, and nominate is the medal I recommend for everybody, wait for the last bit of this whole Black Friday deal to see if nominate comes. So besides that, if nominate doesn't come, gems. You'll never 1,000 jewels for 300. You can buy that twice. 600 gems, 600 gems, 600 gems, 1,800 gems for 6,000 jewels is immense value. Do not skip this. No medal and no traits have the value that gems have. Now, gems value is weird right now because we don't really know the real value of gems anymore. You can kind of guess it by looking at everything. Gems are in high score challenges galore. Every quest that pops up, every avatar board, you can buy them for this price here and there. And now this deal, you need a lot of gems to make a Keyblade level 50. Over 600 for a mono Keyblade, or sorry, multicolored Keyblade of each, or over 1,200 for a mono Keyblade. So Sleeping Lion to level 50 will cost you 1,200 gems plus. Something around that. There's a guide out there from Robloid. You guys can look it up. But yeah, you need a lot of gems, and that's per Keyblade. So they might make a farmable gem thing in the future. Gems might become a norm for this. Every month you can buy 300 gems for 1,000 jewels. Who knows? You know what I mean? This can just be the future. They might be testing it to see what sells best. Whatever sells best during the Black Friday deal, they might actually permanently implement it into the game later. You know what I mean? Or it's just a sale and you'll never see this again and you missed out on a great opportunity. But gems, I highly recommend. Now, next up, we got the medals. Pirate Sora, skip out. Baymax, skip out. The best thing about these medals is Lux farming. They can do really good for Lux farming, but that's about it. If you look at the new Sephiroth medal, 43,500 strength, 80 multiplier, super powerful, gives you 5,000 power strength, 2,500 per cast. It already makes these medals obsolete. These have too much of a downfall and no upgrade to your rest of your Keyblade setup, only benefit itself, where Sephiroth is already showing you that these medals are going to die down, and they already died down. And also, they've already not been necessary this whole entire time, besides Lux farming. They have not been necessary to pass any of the content in the game. You can skip on them. Now, all these medals, if you take a look, you can buy 5 copies of each for 5,000 jewels each. These are permanent. They do not leave every single day. Wait till the end if you really want to make a decision. My high recommendations here is Aqua and Ultimate Form Sora. And Kyrie B is also really good. It used to be a huge meta to have multiple copies of her, and you can get 5 of them. So realistically, as a new player, you can come in here, buy 5 copies, put all Aqua on your counterpoint, and you have a really good setup. You know what I mean? Same thing with Ultimate Form Sora. You can buy a bunch of copies, put on a Sleeping Lion, and you have a really good setup. You got to remember counters on the enemy's heads, though. They have to ignore enemies' counters or manipulate enemies' counters, so it's not the greatest idea, but you can buy these. Now, if you are going to choose, I would choose 1, 2, or 3. Questionable on that one anymore, because even so, you don't need that compared to new medals these days. The norm of buffing Supernova, having the Supernova ability to buff all medals, is going to be very common in every medal that comes out. Gula has it, Nominee has it, Sephiroth has it, lots of medals have it, you know what I mean, in their Supernova. So her niche of having that Supernova with the huge amount of strength boost is going into almost every medal in the game, including just their special activation. So it's getting bigger and bigger. It started 1,000, 1,500. Well, it started lower, 500s, but now it's going more and more. So Sephiroth does 2,500 per cast and 2 casts extra attack. That's 5,000 medal strength for power per cast. I mean, per turn. So yeah, the value is on there, and that's why I said compared to the pulls, you got guaranteed medals here for 5,000 jewels instead of spending 3,000 per pull for Sephiroth and getting maybe one of these or maybe something that doesn't have this buff. The guaranteed buff is really, really nice. Now, the downfall about these is that they're only so good. So if we go look at Sephiroth right now, if you go look at Chain of Memory Sora, if you go look at Nominee, they all have close to 80 multipliers or over, even the Terranort, and they all have huge strength. Nominee's got 37,000, then you got 39,000 on Chain of Memories, and then you got 43,000 on Sephiroth. You know what I mean? Like, look at Sephiroth right here. He is the newest one, so it's a bad example, but the point still stands there. Where is the special limited time mission? It should be this one. Yes. So Sephiroth, 43,500 strength, 80 multiplier. He's got a 19 base multiplier. Now let's go look at Ultimate Form Sora. Let's say you did buy him. Great metal, solid, 14.90 multiplier with 34,000 strength with traits. So minus these 4,000 traits, you minus 4,000, he's only got 30,000 strength, where the new Sephiroth has 43,000 strength. That's not to tell you to pull for Sephiroth, because if you go to Autie over here, Auti's right now got 40,000 strength, minus 2,000, he naturally has 38,000 strength. So it's a big difference. That Ultimate Form Sora's only got 30,000. The Aqua, I don't have Aqua because that was a VIP medal in my free-to-play account. Well, it wasn't just VIP. There was a banner, and now it's in the store. But the point is that medals are getting stronger and stronger. You know what I mean? Even this medal here, you take away 2,000, he's sitting at 32,490. Autie is an exception because he is a super powerful red medal, but even so, you can already see that the newer medals coming out, the Chain of Memories Sora, the Sephiroth, the Nominee, they all have 37,000 plus strength without traits and very high multipliers in the 80s, where this Ultimate Form Sora here does not have an 80 multiplier. So big difference. Just keep an eye on that. And that's why I said, yes, you can change your setup by purchasing this and perfectly train it. It's going to do wonders. That's what I'm using. I'm using the foretellers, Ultimate Form Sora, Second Form Sora, and it's working perfectly fine. You know what I mean? You don't need to upgrade from there. You don't need the Sephiroth. But you got to also look at the big difference between those two medals. It's pretty big. So you investing 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 plus buying traits for this medal, if you don't have extra traits laying around from last time, it can hinder you from future polls that could be nearby for 5 or 10 mercy polls. The 5, 10, 15,000 jewels you spend here could be for a future medal. And again, that's where you go back, look at your setup, and look at the content. Have you been passing the content? You don't need to upgrade. If you're barely passing the content, then you need some sort of upgrade. And that's why I say recommend look at your Keyblade setups. If you have something that doesn't increase your reverse power magic strength, you need to replace that. You know what I mean? So like, let's say this wasn't a copy medal and it was like a Ventus from Birth by Sleep Ventus or a Blitz Form Sora. Yes, you can, if you want to, get a second Ultimate Form Sora and that replaces it. But Lee is there for that reason. Lee makes me not have to pull for another medal. It's not as strong because it's only got 27,000 strength compared to 34,000 strength. It's a big difference, but it still works. So that's why you don't really need to upgrade. But you can if you want to, and I only recommend you do it if you're not copying those other medals that already increase your strength. So do what you want to do there. That's up to you and your account. But the most value, again, is gems and the traits. Work on what you already have before getting new medals. That's where you should spend it. And it's cheaper. It's 1,000 jewels for traits, 1,000 jewels for gems, compared to 5,000 for a medal, and then 1,000 again for more traits. And talking about traits, that's the next part. So, Sephiroth. 99 traits for 1,000 jewels. If in the end of all of this, you've got extra jewels, I would buy this 1,000 pack for 99 jewels for when he comes back in the future, and you do end up pulling him because he is going to be still useful as time goes on, and he will come back like everything else. That's 1,000 jewels, and if you do get Sephiroth, go get the traits. 1,000 jewels, go get the traits. Don't delete them, save them. You will get another Sephiroth in the future. Everybody has extra copies of the Supernova Sephiroth that first came out. I've got like multiples. Some of you guys have only one. Some of you have too many and you probably already sold them because you don't need them or whatever you did with them. So yeah, get those traits for later on. You don't have it now, but you don't know if this will come back. That's only until you purchased all the other stuff first, cleaned up all your medals first. If you've got extra by the 10th day, then get it. So traits, these are permanent. Get them if you want them. Now the traits down here are cycled. You can see 5 hours left. I'm pretty late making this video, but 5 hours left, these rotate. Now, I wouldn't recommend buying traits for these medals like Riku, Masters Nort, Youth in Black. You got Ventus here. That's a good one. Ventus is all right, and Austed's all right. If you guys have Austed or Vented, or any medal that shows up here, that's going to increase, like Austed, power medal strength by 1,500. Invest in that medal. Make it good. If it's an older medal like these ones, it can be good and it will work if you already have Austed's era's other medals increasing medal strength. then having a Master Xehanort there will work. I did it last night. I used my Master Xehanort on my Fenrir setup to beat Gula. So last night I did this on my free-to-play account. Here's my Fenrir. This was a setup I used, and I beat Gula without even trying. And guess who's on there? A Master Xehanort that's perfectly traded almost. Missing plus 1,000, and 2,000 strength. So he's 4,000 less strength, making him a lot stronger, but was not necessary. And he worked because I already had other metals increasing my power metal strength. So he didn't need to add to that factor because the content's not there yet. So it can work. Pulling for that Sephiroth banner, getting supernova medals along the way, and trading them perfectly can work, but they're not as future-proof as the metals with that increasing strength. So if you're going to spend 1,000 jewels on traits, do it on the metals that do increase metal strength, power strength, or yeah, upright, reverse, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Every day, check this out because it rotates. It's going to be every single day a new trait. Go for what you need. My 2 Aussids are perfect. I'm not planning to get more Aussids. I'm not planning to pull and might get an RNG Aussid, so I'm not spending 1,000 jewels. This is going to walk away, and I'm perfectly happy with that. So spend wisely. You can spend a lot here, but remember, you still need jewels for the future. Don't upgrade unless you have to. Now, the last advice I want to give you, which is the most important advice, and it's back to talking about a rating setup. What you can do is grab one of these medals, Ultimate Form Sora, Aqua, or grab a Master Xehanort or your Aussa down here. If you have extra medals laying around like I do, or you did the Supernova poll and you got a bunch of extra medals, and they show up in the trait menu. So I have a perfect Master Xehanort over here. I don't have a perfect Youth in Black or extra Master Xehanort. I can make rating medals. You can perfectly raid these medals, make these medals rating medals. So buy the 99 traits, put raid damage 40%, raid damage 40%, 40%, 40%, 40%, and put attack boost max Lux plus on there, and you've now got a rating medal. Do that as much time as you want until you have a rating setup that you're happy of. So this Black Friday deal can let us all upgrade our Lux level for more strength, more jewels. It's a really good investment. Use the Moogle shop for that. But recap all of this, your jewels, if you're like my main account who only has 8,000 jewels, priority is, I would say, gems and traits. That's up to you in the end. Gems last longer because metals, even with the right traits, get replaced eventually, where your gems and your Keyblades power is infinite unless they nerf tricolor Keyblades like Fairy Stars and make mono Keyblades better, so there's no point of tricolor Keyblades. But you get my point. This is permanent power, replaceable power. Still very, very important depending on what you have, so prioritize by what you have. I have 8,000 jewels on my main account. I'm probably going to go for extra attack on a copy metal, negative 60 ground, spend that 2,000, and then come buy these gems. 6,000 plus one important metal I need to upgrade. I do have the big bonus challenge. I got another 5,000 there, and I'll probably buy the rest of the traits. I do want more gems, more than I want traits. Especially if you're already passing the content, you don't need to upgrade your traits. There's a lot to go over, and there's even more when it comes to traits. But when I finally do my trading and purchasing the gems and choosing what metals I'm going to upgrade, I'll make that into a separate video. But hopefully that was like a little bit of general advice. I know this video is really long. Honestly, there's no script to this. It's just me looking at it and telling you as I go. So hopefully something here helps you. If you want to add your own advice down below, it's perfectly fine. Everyone has a different opinion. This is just my opinion on this Black Friday deal. It is fantastic. You got to prioritize, depending on the jewels you have, what you really, really want. Work on the metals you already have. Make them strong as long as they have that upgrade to power. That's the main thing. I hope I emphasize that throughout this entire video. The metals with the power increase are the most important. Doesn't matter if it's power, magic, speed, upright, reverse, or all metal strength. Them on the proper Keyblade slots and proper Keyblade setups can make the difference from you passing a quest or losing that quest. Doesn't mean you have to perfectly trade everything in your inventory, just the ones you use on the Keyblade. That's the main advice. So, hopefully you guys found something useful. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.